Okay, so starting with the first part, today we are going to cover chapter 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of your textbook. So this is demand and supply is the chapter most probably. In your textbook it is known as market. So I'm going to cover these areas you would have learned in economics. I'm going to touch and do a case study with you today. So you already know what is a demand. Demand means the willingness and ability to purchase a product. Demand in economics means a desire to possess a good supported by willingness and ability to pay for it. If you have a desire to buy a certain commodity, say a tractor, but do not have the adequate means to pay for it, it will simply be a wish, a desire, or a want, and not demand. So, what is demand? The willingness and the ability to purchase something is known as demand. So, on the law of demand, we have learned that when the price goes up, the demand goes down, and when the demand goes up, the price goes down. This is the basic rule of law of demand. When the price of any product increases, then its demand will fall. When a price decreases, there is demand increase in the market. To show demand, we have two type of curves we can use. The first curve which I can represent here is changes in quantity demand curve. In quantity demand means there are two things you can see here. One is the contraction, other one is the extension. So extension says that when your quantity demand is increasing, your price is decreasing. That's what extension says. If your price is increasing, your quantity demand will decrease. Then we say it as contraction. Then we have another chart to represent. I'm going fast because you already know these things. We learned this so many times. So this chart is known as changes in demand, not changes in quantity demand. Now the actual thing, people doesn't know the difference between changes in demand and changes in quantity demand. Changes in demand happens if there are certain factors which is not in control of price. Changes in quantity demand happen only because of price change. Here you can see factors affecting demand. We have learned these things, but we don't want to go deeper. Income of consumers, price of substitutes, price of complements, changes in taste and fashion, seasonal, advertising, price. So moving on to the point, when we consider the factors affecting demand, we also have another term to say for these factors affecting demand. We can also say it as determinants of demand. What is determinants of demand? Actually, a demand can either shift to the right or shift to the left based on the factors which is affecting the demand. Now you can see here, the first number one factors affecting demand is known as income of consumers. So when income increases for a customer, the purchase of a product will also increase. That's what we say, income of consumers. And then if you see the second one, we have price of substitute. So when one product is moving, the price of one product is increasing, people can always go to an alternative. That is what we say it as price of substitute. The next part, we have price of complements. What is price of complements? Complements means when one product has a connection between another product. If one price of the product rises, the other demand of the product will decrease. If price of the product is decreasing, the other product's demand will increase. Tea and sugar, rubber and tire, which we have learned already in economics. So we have changes in taste and fashion. When people's taste towards the product increases, they will be requesting to purchase that particular product more. Seasonal. Every season you will buy. If it is a most probably a place where you will have, most probably if you feel very cold at winter, you will move on to this type of option. Advertising is where you will ensure that you have proper advertisements can persuade people to purchase the product. So here, factors affecting demand, they have given price, so I will cut this. So this should be price of other products, not price. Price won't determine here. So these things we have learned already. I'm going to move on to the next part. Supply. Meaning of supply, the amount of quantity of goods service which the market participants are ready to sell in the market to the consumers at given prices for given period of time. So when we expect what type of product we can purchase at a certain period of time, and the willingness and the ability to sell a product. So earlier in demand, willingness and ability to purchase a product. Here, willingness and ability to sell a product is known as supply. So we have law of supply. According to the law of supply, the higher the price, the larger the quantity produced. So you can see when price increases, supply must increase. When price decreases, the supply must decrease. If you think it's very fast in explanation, let me know, because these things you will learn in your O level. Even in economics, I taught you these things. So this is what we say changes in quantity demand. You can see when your quantity is increasing, when your price is increasing, your quantity is also increasing, then we are saying it has extension or expansion of supply. If your price is decreasing and your quantity is decreasing, then we say it as contraction or contraction of supply. So actually you need to understand one particular thing. Why suppliers are motivated with price to sell more? Because they produce with the intention of selling. So that's the reason when they produce more, they will try to sell more at a higher price as much as possible. Then we have the next part, changes in supply happens due to determinants of supply. One we say as decrease in supply, other one we say increase in supply. Increase in supply you can see shift to the right, decrease in supply you can see shift to the left. The changes in supply only happen due to the determinants of supply. So what are the determinants of supply which we have already? So we have price of the commodity, price of related goods, price of factors of production, technology, producers, taxes and subsidies. So price of the commodity means if the cost of production is increasing, the supply will decrease. If the price of related goods, like the same, like ingredients, everything is increasing, the price will also increase. Price of factors of production, the labor charges, and also you can say the land rent, everything affects the price of the supply. If these prices are increasing, sometimes suppliers will reduce the production because they can't sell, they can't produce more quantities. So supply depends on the amount of factors. So here, technology, good technologies can bring more production. So then supply might increase. Bad technologies can reduce the level of supply. Producers all see the competitors in the market. High competitors means you need to supply more, but then more competitors means you can't supply because competitors more means your supply will decrease. Taxes and subsidies, if there's increase in taxes, supply will decrease. If there are increase in subsidies, government grants, supply will increase. Then we have I've taken demand and supply together in this chart. So I'll zoom a bit to have a complete view on what I'm going to do. You can see when your demand and your supply is meeting, this part is known as equilibrium price, or we say as market equilibrium. When your demand and supply is not meeting, then we say as market disequilibrium. Then you can see here when your supply is above the demand, we say that's an above equilibrium price. Then you can see the demand is lower than the supply, below equilibrium price. Now here, one particular thing is there to understand. When your demand is exceeding your supply, you can see this is your supply chart. You can see my pencil, okay? So when your demand is exceeding your supply, this part we say as excess demand or shortage. When your supply is surpassing your demand, you can see supply is surpassing demand, we say it as excess supply, which we need to know. Then we move on to the next part of the chart, price elasticity of demand. Can you okay, so we have learned this already. PED means a change in price, how a change in price can change the amount of quantity. That's what we have learned. Okay, so here in PED, you'll be in elasticity of demand, you'll be learning three things. One is PED, IED, and cross elasticity of demand. So cross is not there in your business studies syllabus, so I'll cut it off. What you need to know is this plus this when you're doing your BS papers. When you're doing case studies today, you will understand how these are interrelated. So now here they are given few elasticities. If it is inelastic, what they are saying, it is a value of elasticity is less than 1, more than 0. You know that price change means what? If your price is decreasing, your dollar revenue will decrease. In elastic, your value of elasticity is more than 0, less than 1. If your price is increasing, the effect on TR will increase. I hope you remember the charts, so I don't want to draw and show you. For your understanding, I'll just draw and show you. So if I take a chart in this particular manner, what that trying to say, we learned this already on last class. If I increase my price, you can see my price change is higher than the quantity change. If I increase my price, what happen? My total revenue will increase. That's what they are saying. If I decrease my price, my total revenue will fall down. Okay, it's easy for us to understand. So we move on to the next part. Elastic says that okay, it's more than 1, less than 0, less than infinity. And if you decrease the price, you can increase the total revenue. If you increase the price, you will lose a lot of demand, because here the change in demand is higher than the change in price. So which we already learned this also. Let me show in this in a chart. So if I draw a curve like this, demand curve will be like this way. My change in demand is higher than the change in price. You can see if I slightly change a demand from here to here, my amount will fall from here to here. So which means I should be very careful when I am deciding the price in elastic demand. So in elastic demand, it says that if I want to increase my revenue, I should increase my I should decrease my demand. If I mean I should increase my demand, I should decrease my price. If I want to decrease my revenue, I should increase the price. That's what it says. This is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
formula. PED is equal percentage change in quantity demand divided by percentage change in price. Then we move on to the next part. Factors that affect price elasticity. First one, necessity or luxury. If it is a necessity, it is a inelastic demand. If it is luxury, it is a elastic demand. Available of substitutes. What is availability of substitute? How much products are competitors are available to sell the same type of product. If there's a lot of substitute, people will move on to the different product. So then it will become an elastic product. If it is no substitute, one competitor is control the entire market. It is a whatever product. It is a monopoly market. So it becomes an elastic demand. Then we have the next part. Okay. Consumer income. Higher the income, higher the demand. If your income is increasing, you might decide is it inelastic or elastic based on the income. For example, if the car price is increasing in a bigger range, then of course it is a elastic demand because you will not purchase. If you are maybe if small rice or salt price increasing, you are so concerned about the rise of product. Okay, so it goes in that way. Then we move on to the next part, brand loyalty. How much brand loyal are you when you are purchasing a product is what you need to consider. If you are having a very high brand loyalty, whatever the price goes up, you will buy. Then in elastic demand, if you have very less brand loyalty, you are not concerned about the brand. Most of the time, if you are buying a small product like a matchbox, do you consider the brand when you are buying a matchbox? Not at all. We never see the brand of the product when you are buying a matchbox or something. Then the brand loyalty is very less. Habit forming goods. If you have a high habit on purchasing the same product, it is an elastic demand. You have no habit on purchasing those products, then you have elastic demand. Then the next thing we have is the last part, frequency of purchase. How frequently you are purchasing the product. If you are frequently purchasing the product again and again, then of course it becomes elastic demand. Once in a blue moon, if you purchase, then it becomes a elastic demand. So we move on to the next part. What is income elasticity of demand? Can you read this? What is income elasticity of demand? The responsiveness changes of income due to change in price. In easy terms to understand, so when a change in price, a change in income is made because of a change in price. You can see the formula for calculating income elasticity of demand. A percentage change in quantity demand divided by percentage change in real income. So in economics, for income, I mean in business studies or economics, for income we say it as Y. Okay, remember the terms. Income we say it as Y. So we have, with income elasticity, we distinguish between the following. Normal goods, they have positive income elasticity. Inferior goods, they have negative income elasticity. If you get a minus value, it's an inferior. If you get a positive value, you say it as normal. Then we, to find out luxury or necessities, if the income is more than one, you say it as luxury goods. And if the income is, more than zero and less than one, we say it as necessity products. Calculation comes in once in a blue moon, but on the case study which we are going to do, we will find the calculation today. Calculation of income elasticity of demand, the same way we are going to do the calculation of demand, we will be doing for calculation of income elasticity of demand as well. Percentage change in quantity demand divided by percentage change in income. So how do we find the percentage change in quantity demand? We can easily find out change in demand, okay, minus original demand divide by original demand into 100. This is how we find the percentage change in quantity demand. Percentage change in income, how do we find? Change in income minus original income divide by original income into 100. Easy as that. Okay, you can copy this down. But before we move on to the copying part, you can see if you have a 0.6, it's inelastic. Type of product is normal good because it is between 0 and 1. Demand would increase by 6% if you really want to increase if the income increased by 10%, your demand will increase by 6%. This is multiplied into 10. That's how we found the 6%. You can see here product X minus 2.4, elastic demand because it is minus negative but inferior. Demand would fall by 24% because you are multiplying by 10 again. 1.9 elastic, normal good. Again, it's more than 1. You can either say it as luxury, but still it's elastic. Demand would rise by 19%. You are minus 0.8 inelastic, inferior. Demand would fall by 8%. How did we say it is inelastic? Because it is between 0 and 1. That's how we found it is inelastic. Elastic is more than 1, but here it is negative, so we consider it as an inferior product with an inelastic demand. Copy this down. We are going to do the case study. I want you to copy this chart.